Hey everybody, my name is Jonathan Tripp. Welcome to our show today. Today is part of a series that I've been doing for a while. It's called Social for Small Business. Today we're going to be talking about Facebook fan pages. There's been a couple of changes, and I'm not really sure if everybody knows or even has access to the new layouts, but I wanted to kind of do a quick review of that, talk about maybe more specifically how a smaller brand, smaller business can possibly be using Facebook both as an ad platform as well as a social engager platform, which I think is super key for those that are actually using Facebook, even if it's in a somewhat limited capacity and maybe with a limited budget. I still think there's some really cool and interesting aspects to a lot of this. So with that, I do want to say welcome to everybody that is watching us live. We do record this show weekdays, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, and my name is Jonathan Tripp. So if you guys are watching us, please do me a favor. Please subscribe to our email community, and the easiest way to do that is jonathantripp.com/better social, and that is a great way to be able to connect and stay up to date with the shows and maybe some of the new things that are coming out. So I just encourage you to hop in there. All right, so having said that, there's a couple of things. How many of you guys do have a fan page? Not just that you look at it, or that maybe you haven't looked at it in a little bit and you didn't realize there is an update. Well, news for you, there is an update. And we got to pay attention to it. So here's the mugshot for the day. It makes, boy, when I hold it like that, it makes it look really small. It's not small. It's a regular cup. All right, so having said that, if you guys have a Facebook, and Delia, you already got it. I was going to ask if you're live in the chat, you can put a link for your fan page so that other people have a chance to kind of see what you're doing. You know what? And I probably should just follow suit and actually I'll just put mine in the chat. It's super easy. It's a really kind of a great way to be able to there. And now you guys can connect and kind of see a little bit of what I refer to and when I kind of reference some things. Okay. So some of the new things that what I'm seeing in the new fan page layout, and if you don't have it, I'm sorry. Go over to, I don't know, maybe you can go over to mine. I'm not quite sure how Facebook is rolling this out, but here's my understanding. Previously, Facebook would roll out a change in a layout. They would do it page by page. So, you know, if you have 10 pages, maybe 5 of them or 7 of them or 2 of them would roll out with a new effective change. It doesn't seem to be doing that this time. They seem to be actually rolling it out user by user. Yeah, you know, Terry, I probably will get into a screen share for within FireTalk, and I haven't actually done it, and I don't know what it's going to actually look like, but we can definitely try it. Here, I wonder actually if I can do that. You know, I had never even really tried. Here, let me hide my chat bar, because this way we get hide sidebar. There we go. And you guys can see, and like I said, I don't use a lot of Facebook, but some of the changes are different. So here, this is what the new, okay, so I'm going to try this. We're going to try to use the screen share feature here. How does it integrate? So this is going to be the one, and we're going to do Jonathan Tripp fan page. And so here's the thing. Now my fan page only has 232 likes. That is not a big number at all, and I'm not freaked out about it. You know, some people are like, well, John, you know, you're a social media marketer. You know, you're a consultant. You know, you talk about account automation and management and stuff like that. You know what? It doesn't even bother me. It doesn't even bother me anymore. And here's the reason why, okay? Exactly. It's about the engagement that you get for the users that you have. And if I don't spend a lot of time on it, but I do use it as a way to share what I think is kind of some valuable content, some fun things to talk about and things like that. Here, I'll even put this down. I have all of these. There we go. Is that a little bit easier? Well, actually, I don't think you can see that. So, hey, Gina, thank you for liking my page. You guys will see all this. Okay, so this is one of the things that we looked at. we're going to look at. So the first thing that the most obvious is that the banner has changed. Okay, so the banner's changed. It's now a little bit bigger. So you can do a more fuller graphic as a business and really take advantage of its deeper. I mean, it's wider. No, it's not wider. Wider is this way. It's the height has changed. Okay, play around with it. Do some tests. This banner is still the same size as the traditional. It just resized it slightly. But what we notice is this, that the like, the message, the call to action bars are now taken out of the banner. They used to be stuck in the banner right in here. And you could do your funny little, you could take your banners and add little funny little arrows that point right down to where the call to action button was and things like that. All those kinds of things. And it is kind of fun, right? Well, now they've made it so that it can be an entire full out billboard ad basically for your business, right? And by moving out, the other thing that they moved out was the picture, the profile picture. Okay, that is now in a different place. Okay, and again, that allows your main banner to be more of a billboard graphic. And I think they're going to be running a couple of different things that I think in the future that it's going to be good. And that's why if you have a really good banner ad, and this one, guys, I mean, this one I just made myself. It's not that hard. It's not that difficult. Just play around with some different designs and things like this. What I do see is that it's going to be a big part of your promotion. It's going to be recognizable. I happen to use this type of a layout on just about every social media header that I have when it comes to my jonathantripp.com business. Okay, as a whether it's consulting or the social media management. Okay, I think that's a really, for me, this, and I try to use this exact same image, even though that image, that's a year ago. That's a year ago. Well, maybe I look younger. I don't know. So here's the thing, right? So using those things is very recognizable across multiple platforms. And I'll get to the reason why I think that's really important, particularly now. But it makes it very simple. They can see your face, or they can see your team if there's a couple of you or two. What you don't want to get into, unless you're a brand business that really does not have a personal foot forward, you don't have somebody, I would say stay away from, and don't worry too much about trying to get your brand logo in there. It's actually, people like to connect more with people. They like to see that you're maybe happy or a pleasant person. I just think that's a really good representation of me. Kind of collared shirt like today, sometimes rolled up sleeves, sometimes it's a short sleeve or whatever. But it's pretty, it's semi-professional. It's not a suit and tie and all that kind of stuff. But you can definitely see my face. It's a contrasting background. It's a good profile picture. Same thing now getting over into your banner ad, into your header for this, is that, it's a very clear text. You get a little bit of image. The color, and you guys know my color is orange, and I don't know really how I came to that, but I did. I like it, and that's the way it is. So utilize the space that you've got. I'm probably going to redesign this to take up more space, so because I have a lot of that here. Actually, probably I'll preserve the coffee side, because you guys know I like coffee. Okay, let's get into a little bit more about what these changes are. Okay, so one of the things that I really like is the contact us button. Okay, so when it comes to the contact button, here is the thing: you get to choose now from all of these, and I'm gonna read through these just real quick. Okay, these now call to action buttons. It can be a number of things. Okay, contact us, a book now, call now, send me a message, use my app, play the game, shop here, sign up, watch a video, send me email. You can learn more in request an appointment. And each one of these, it's slightly different. And I don't know if I click on that. See, now it'll actually show you what it looks like on an iPhone and the Android, which is super slick. Come on, guys. I love this. And Facebook has been really good about doing this for such a long time, where they do show what it looks like on the mobile, but they took it one step further: iPhone, Android. I love that. Okay, so now you can do this call now. Here's the app. I know a lot of you guys may not necessarily have an app that you develop, but I would say this: if you do have one, this is a way to be able to get people to interact. If you're a gamer, and again, I know that the audience that typically watches this is not game, but what I like to show you is that the versatility, and this is not a new feature in and of itself, but I like to see how they're doing this. Now, this is going to be a really good one, the sign up button. And again, guys, this is not like this is not like breaking ground rocket science here. But they are adding a lot of these, and I'm going to change mine up to, let's do contact us. How about that? So we're going to save it, and it should just go right through, and it's the contact us. And you can go through that. That's a fairly newer, I don't want to say it's a new feature because it's not, but what it is that the placement and now how prominent that CTA, that call to action button is, utilize it. Utilize it. The other one that I would probably say is going to be a really good one. Here we're going to edit the button. Is watch a video. Okay, that's going to be. You know that engaging with videos is super important, and then there's the website for that. Okay, website traffic. When people are engaged right away with video, they tend to stay longer because they're trying to hear what you have to say. And if you're visually engaging, it will also help your business in that way, especially if you're, as a business person, you're putting it right front in the picture in the video matches the profile picture found in the, and now all of a sudden they're really connecting the dots and they're starting to go, oh, hey, I really like this. So let's see here. What is, okay, so now we've got this over here, the page name, and then you get to see mine. People can reach you at jonathantripp.com, and that's all written out. That is still the same thing that is up in here, okay? Right there. So that's your URL address, okay? Now, one of the things that they've done that's a little bit different than the past, they moved, and now they have all of these out. The about me, the services, the photos, the likes, the events, all lead pages. I happen to use lead pages, so it's integrated. You know, and there's a whole bunch of other different ones that you can use. But remember before you could only fit like 3, maybe 4 of those tabs out there? Well, now they have all of these, and it's super, it becomes super easy to navigate your website. Oh, I mean, your fan page. Guys, this is exactly what I think that Facebook is doing. They're making your fan pages almost a duplicate, a fan page version, a Facebook version of your website, okay? Where they're going to control the aspects that they want. And so this is your menu bar right there. Those are the things. So all of your content could be put into one of those categories, okay? So now that we have your Facebook website / fan page, start using it like that. Here's your header. There's your profile picture. There's your services. We haven't even gotten into the actual, any of the analytics. And I'm not going to get analytics today, but I do want to get into kind of showing you some of these things that are that I want to encourage you to do because I'm now going to be doing them, and I think it's really important. Right here, the About Me. This is the About page. We can edit. We're going to go into Edit. I haven't been into this since I set the page up because once you set it up, you let it go, right? So again, when we get into these kinds of things, this is all great ways that you can interact. Contact your phone number. You want to put that in there if you have one. I'll be updating that. Here's your website, your email address, so that when you have your call to action button somewhere else, that's the info where it's going to draw from. And we're not going to get into the see all info. You guys don't need to see all that stuff. All right. What was another one? Oh, another one is the apps right down here. This is where I think you guys really can really take advantage of the integration that Facebook is allowing. I will be working today on integrating my Instagram because I really love Instagram. That I think that you can integrate several of the apps that that give you the API access and all that kind of stuff through Facebook, and of course Instagram is going to be one of them. But I happen to use lead pages as so if you go over to jonathantripp.com/better social, that's actually a lead page. That's a lead pages landing page. I just use it. That's my That's my gateway one to the show, and you can get there by also jonathantripp.live. So, but then it becomes integrated through the pages, okay? And you guys can see the different things that I've posted. Thank you, Mike, for liking it, and so you guys get to see these are all just different things that are in there. These are the different posts. I'm trying to think as far as like a new layout. I think honestly I do think that is the bulk of the new layout stuff that your end users are going to experience. And the reason why I kind of stop with that is because of this. Let's see here, stop sharing. I'm going to stop sharing so I go full screen. The reason why I'm not going to get into fully out the analytics, because that's a little bit of the back end where you don't get to see, your users don't get to see. And so for them, their experience, they don't care about what your post reaches, how many clicks you guys have. And I just kind of open the door. I let you guys see what I have. One of the big things I would definitely say, if you are into Fanpage, if you want to start using your Fanpage, do not use a third-party scheduler. I have seen firsthand the difference in the reach. And I wish I had the number off the top of my head, but it was significant. Even using something like a Buffer or a Hootsuite or I don't know, guys, you name whatever third-party scheduling app to help you schedule and track your clicks and all that kind of stuff. Don't use them to post to your fan page. If you want reach on your fan page, I'm not saying in a group. Groups are fine. They're a totally different metric. Don't even sweat it. When it comes to your fan page, use the publishing tools that Facebook gives you. They're going to give you a better reach. And again, if you just publish text, you're going to get really low. Maybe an image with some text, you're going to get a little bit more. Video, yes. Live video is going to get you the most. Okay, that's just the way that it is. Pat, thanks for the gift. I appreciate it. So just keep in mind that Facebook wants you to use their tools. Stay on their website, keep your users engaged there longer as you can. And that's really the name of the game, because the longer Facebook can keep your users on their platform, the more ads they can send. So now one of the shifting things I wanted to kind of get into is like, well, how does this all relate to a small business, right? That's social for small business, fan pages, right? That's what we came for. At least I hope that you came for today. One of the big things that I think social for small business, how does this relate to small business is this, okay? It goes this way. Small business can absolutely utilize fan pages when they're super targeted, okay? If you are a local business, make sure that your fan page is for a local business, not a business person, not a brand, not an organization. Make it a local business, okay? And there's a couple of reasons why. It seems that in the past that local businesses are verified sooner rather than a brand or a personality or an organization. All right, and I think that's really important. That's a really important aspect to understand. Now, do you have to be verified? No, you don't. But is it nice to have kind of a little bit of a check after your name? Yes. I think it gives a little bit more credibility. It also gives you a couple other advantages, things like, put you into Facebook messages, mentions and things like that. And then you can go live stream right from your fan page, from your mobile and stuff like that. So here's the thing. So why fan pages, local fan pages? One, okay, good. Well, I'm glad to see you're here, Pat. One of the things that I think is really important for small businesses using fan pages is you're able to really connect with your audience. And like my page, I only have like 230 some odd. I don't push my page. It's there. It's an avenue. And I've done Facebook Live from it. I've done, I post and I use their scheduler. I share other people's content on my page, but I don't push it. I don't run ads to it. That's the other thing. Now, the next step that I really do want to do, I do want to run some ads, and I want to see the change in the engagement, because I think the whole platform, Facebook as a whole, the platform is changing, and because I don't run it on my personal, and I'm in complete control of what I know the content that goes out and the type and in the audience and how I'm talking about it in other places, I think that I would have a really good idea of how to integrate and use the fan page and all of the content that's being pushed out on a regular basis. I think I'd have a lot more control and I understand a little bit better. So small businesses, one of the things that I think you should do, make sure you geotag. Okay, make sure that you put, if you're going to put out a post, you can do events. That's awesome. That's a great way to be. If you have local content that you're doing, then absolutely. If you have local content, then what you can absolutely do is, you geotag it and then tag some of the people that are involved in that event on their fan page. Because we got to remember this, for the most part, Facebook is a social platform in that people that are interacting on social media, I believe that they're acting in the most genuine sense. It's not like Twitter. It's not like a Snapchat. It's not like Google Plus or LinkedIn or any of the others. It's not definitely not like a Pinterest and all those. Facebook really has the social component to it where people are acting more genuinely. If they're interested, they click. If they're not, they really don't. It really comes down to that. One of the big things that I think that small businesses are not utilizing, that they think that they have to, but only really in large sets, it is some advertising. If you're a business, you have room in your budget for advertising. That is just the way that it is. I mean, I don't think I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, how many of you guys have a business and don't do any advertising? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's not how you operate. It's not what you do. So I would say, if utilize the fact that you can run ads to your fan page, but don't do a boost post or promote your website. I think that's money down the drain. What you do is you have a piece of content, get some engagement on it, see what stuff actually works, what does your audience, your existing audience want, and then get a super specific target audience. If you're a local business, target your local area and then start drilling down from there and get a small audience. It's okay, because what you're looking for is really to drive engagement, that people are going to then follow through on that call to action. You don't need to spend $10,000 in order to be successful in your ad. It's just not the way it is. What about boosting a live video for recording? You could, as long as you know your audience is interested in that content. I don't think that all 232 people that like my 233 people that like my fan page are interested in today's show. I'm okay with that. I don't think that all, and I'm going to click on it here real quick. We're gonna see if I can call myself out here on this. That if I shared this, and all 676 members of our Facebook group want to see today's message, to today's show. They don't, and that's okay. What you want to do is, if you're going to run a boost, make sure you have the audience just to the people that you think that are going to be the most engaged on that. So, because I don't, it's not about how many likes you have. It's not about the number of shares, and that's a component, but that's not really what it's about. What you're looking to do is get the highest rate of call to action engagement, so that you can get the sale, get the sign up, get the appointment, make that contact, get people in your door. If you're running an event, what are you going to have to do to get people? I mean, you can be running ads for 3 weeks, but it's all about getting people to go to your event. If it's a free event, they walk in and you're just, and you make money through the vendors or whatever. The goals are a little bit different than if I'm trying to get people to sign up on my email list. It's a different goal. So keep that in mind when you're putting your campaign together, when you're putting your promotion together. Mike, I absolutely agree with that. And I'm going to read his comment out for those that can't see it. Mike Balta says, and it's a super comment, the challenge for small business is to justify those costs. Trying to find the return on that work one does is paramount. Right. And so for me, I'm looking at it going, you don't need to spend $500 every week in order to be successful. I don't think you do. I don't think you do at all. I think what you do need to do is I think you need to segment your market and drive really specific tailored ads. Do A/B split testing to find out how they're responding, because you may write an awesome ad for the wrong audience. It's not the ad, it's the audience. And sometimes, for the most part, I found is that don't change your message, change your audience. It's been a super easy way, because if you put your time and effort in, but I mean, you got to be flexible. So A/B test out your split test your ad sets. Find out what is working. How maybe they just don't like the color of your button. I mean, guys, as silly and as simple and as ridiculous as it sounds, sometimes that's the conversion rate between 11% and 40%, and I've seen it. It's just the weirdest thing how people respond to different things. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate it. So, having said that, the ad spend is to be manageable and spread the budget across multiple platforms, right? And that is another strategy. And if you're trying to push for a specific event, then I would say look at where you know your audience is going to be, social media wise. Send ads to them and to drive that traffic there. But if you're trying to specifically gain more engagement on your fan page, I would say come up with the most engaging ad or value added video or blog post or something that you're giving something away. Find out what the most engaging, most enticing piece of content that you can. Put it out there, give it, and then you can run ads to that, and it gets people engaged in liking your page and engage. And then from there, some of the easier ways then you can retarget based on that ad. And now for a small business, now you've got super warm to hot leads for your business, clients that are actually interested in your content. And now I don't have a problem running an ad to show clients that are customers that want to actually see my content. To make sure they see my event and go. I mean, that's all right. What I don't like is just running ads to cold target audience, because the rate of return is so low, and that's really hard to justify, because then you get a very low engagement, very low click through rate, et cetera, and then now you're gonna have to explain to a business owner or even to your partner, if you're the one designing the ad and everything, why it's not working. If you don't know the cost of your client capture, that's right, Mike, and you need to know that. What's your client worth? How much are you willing to spend to get that client? I mean, if I have a $10,000 product, and I've got a whole bunch of room in there for to be able to make the sale, use it. Now I want to shift gears to, what if you're doing an event where there's no sign-up cost. Okay, so this is more of an advertisement. I want to talk about podcasts, because again, as long as you're not selling your podcast, it's a free event, it's a free thing. So now we're talking about reach and engagement rather than call to action sale. And there's a different mindset when it comes to Facebook. Okay, hey Cindy, happy birthday. This is Cindy's mug, by the way. Cindy Harrison just jumped in. This is Cindy's mug she gave me. This is her painting. She puts it on, and I always love to give her a shout out, especially when today is her birthday. So happy birthday to Cindy. Okay, so talking about an event on a fan page, or an event that you can promote through your fan page, or like a podcast where maybe you record it live or things like that, or something like that, where you're going to have like a walk-in. I can even think of like realtors with an open house. Okay, they really want to promote this out. There are ways to do this where you can spend either very minimal on ads, but it's the way you structure the whole content, I think, that makes or breaks the experience. So when it comes to fan pages, you guys know that you can set up an event, right? Set up an event. Put a video in there, put some comments. And did you guys know that you can actually run ads to your event? How many of you guys know that? If you don't already, just I mean, just know that's one of the options that you can do. And one of the things actually I do like, and I forget how old it is now, when you guys do set up an event within your fan page, there is a best practices PDF that Facebook puts together, and it's not a bad thing to run through, because they're going to tell you the basics of it, because they're going to tell you exactly how they want you to set it up, what they feel is most effective, and I guarantee you they're going to give you a better reach because of it. You follow a lot of the principles there. Okay, but when you have an event, or if you had like whether it's a physical event that you go to, or if it's like a podcast or something like that that you advertise about, or like a live stream event that you go to. And guys, I do one Monday through Friday. I do one weekdays, and it's a little hard to, I mean, it could be a whole entire marketing campaign. There is a lot to be said with, I mean, I could spend all my day promoting just my fan page, and I chose not to. I chose not to go the fan page route with that. But if you have like a weekly podcast or something like that, now you guys can run events directly to so that your audience, your fan page audience, is able to engage with that event. You can run ads to it. You can pin that event. You can do a whole bunch of different things to get people excited or interested in what that coming event is. And I'm telling you, when you just focus on just one of those 2 or 3 aspects of it, because you don't have to do an ads, you don't have to do a video every day, you don't have to do all these. Focus on a couple of really core things. Produce really good content. And then have a pretty strong call to action, even if it's for a free event of, hey, come to our event on Friday, watch our show on Friday, come out to our event on Saturday morning, or whatever your call to action is. Make it super relevant, make it really important for your clients to see what you're doing, and when you do that in the right order, not trying to sell them on the first when you invite them in, I'm telling you, people, they respond better. They like the show, they like your event better, and they feel more comfortable going. So those are a couple of things that I was thinking about as far as like social media fan pages, Facebook fan pages for a small business. And I wanted to make sure I make time this morning for those that wanted to ask some questions. We'll have some call-ins. We'll do that on the main channel today. With that, I want to make sure that you guys all have. I'll have the link here. I'm just going to drop it right there. And if you guys are watching this on another platform, please join us for the live questions. And we'll kind of do a Q&A, and you guys come on and things like that. So with that, my call to action today is this. Guys, thank you for watching my show. I really appreciate it. You guys really do make all the difference in the world. I do this show Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And tomorrow we're actually going to be talking about online growth, or growth for online communities. And I want to invite you guys all to be there. I want to invite you guys, if you have a community or if you're part of a community, I want you guys to feel like you guys can come in, ask questions, share it out, and hopefully we can all share a little bit of our experiences, because growing a community is not a formula. It's an experience. Can I just say it like that? It's a totally different things. So what I want to do is I want to actually shift everybody over. Let's go over. We're going to close out the show part of this, the recorded show, and then we're going to go just into the live Q&A. And I'd love to have you guys over there. So please do me a favor. Join us over there. Okay? I will see you guys in a minute. Thanks, guys.